Good morning everyone, welcome to Thursday, week 6. Let's get into it. Today we are learning to understand the structural features again of the informative text, because they are different to the creative writing and the persuasive text. So we have to understand the structural features, how it's structured, how it's positioned. And today we are adding an appropriate heading, subheadings and captions to this information text. So here it is. We have to just add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different headings and subheadings. Spiders are the world's most common land carnivore, which means it eats meat. There are about 40,000 different types of spiders, and they live in nearly every part of the world. All spiders have a pair of fangs. These fangs release venom, which is called poison. What will we do up here? Not all spiders make webs, but they all make silk. Many hunt on the ground, like the jumping spiders. And some even build trapdoors underground so they can hide and wait for their prey or food. So we put subheading here. What could we put? Let's make, if you want to make it look good, put it to the center using this button here. The world of spiders. That could be my one. And their heading, so they can actually all be capitalized if you want to make it look fancy. Yeah, what will we put this subheading for? Catching prey. This is for me. Again, I might put that into the middle. Makes it look fancier. Are black widows dangerous? There are over 30 types of widow spiders, including the redback in Australia. Both black widow and the red black widow are mainly black with a red tummy to warn off predators, which is any animal that wants to eat them. There's an image here as well. So what would this image look like? We could say this is the web. Well, this is just, you don't have to write this. This is just what I'm putting in. You can write whatever you want. And the last one, fun facts. Not all spiders have 8 eyes. Some have only 6. Tarantulas are the largest spiders. Some jumping spiders can jump 30 times their own body weight. So that already has a subheading. Look at that. We don't need to put one there. We just put it here. So what could we do? Awaiting prey. So catching prey. Oh, really it's the same, isn't it? Awaiting prey. Anything. You can put your... So remember to caption all 5 of these. Then we go to spelling. You're writing a list out twice today, but you're writing 2 sentences using at least one of these spelling words. So we're lowering it down for you, but make sure, again, put the list number in. Write them out twice. Start with a space bar. Listen. Hear that? That's me hitting the space bar. Type in your word. Meringue. Meringue. Is that a type of cake? Meringue. Meringue. If you're ever unsure about a word, you want to know how to pronounce it, you can just go straight up here. Excuse me. Type in the word and definition, and it'll also have a little audio button, and it will say the word for you, just so you learn how to pronounce it. And then write your sentence, 2 of them. Okay. A bit of correction set. To identify contractions we use in everyday speech and writing. Now, contractions are great. They help shorten a word. So a contraction is a shortened form of a word or words that leaves out certain letters or sounds. Example, don't is a shortened version of do not. So how many different contractions can you think of you might use in your writing? Write as many as you can below. I bet you can't think of 20. Now, I'm going to put it this way. I want you to start thinking of all you can. And here's an interesting fact that not many actually understand. This one. That is not it. See, the contraction of should've is actually should have, which equals should could've, could've, would've. Because you should have done something. It's not you should have done something. It's should have. You don't of something. Okay. Little help. Little advice there. So should have, would have, could have, may have. That's not a word. But may have is may have. But those type of things. Have a think about that. Those are just three I'm going to give you. So should have. So the could have, would have, should have. There's three for you right there. You are very welcome. Now, if you can do all the ones that you know in black, but then you can't make it to 20, I'll tell you what, change your color to blue. And then type in different word contractions in here and find the list, and then write in blue the ones you are researching. We want to see you research things. It's more important for us. I said this yesterday, I think. It's more important for us to know that you know how to research. It's not cheating. If you do it in a different color, you can say to us right there that I know these ones, but now I know these ones after I researched them. Okay? A little help. But do it. Absolutely. Change the color and look it up. I can record contracted versions of words using apostrophes appropriately. Remember the apostrophe. But this is the thing. The success criteria isn't I can list all the things I remember. It's I can record contracted versions. So that's why I'm saying do the ones that you know of in black, and the ones that you are researching, do a different, what do you call it? No? That one. Text color, and write them in to tell us that you've researched them, that now you know them. It's more important to us. And then read for 15 minutes being the connector. Now, I see it all the time. People saying, I don't know how to connect this to my own life, another text, or occurring in the world. Okay, your own life is actually pretty easy. And it doesn't have to be a direct connection. Like if the adventure is about climbing Mount Everest, yes, you probably have never climbed Mount Everest before in your life. But that's not what the story is about. It isn't a direct comparison. The connector is about connecting. So obviously if there's a book about climbing Mount Everest, it's about the adventure. So when did you go on an adventure? Even if you don't think you did. Or when did you walk for a long period of time uphill? Well, I never climbed Mount Everest, but I did have to go from Queen Street to Glossop Street, and that is a bit of an uphill. And it was a bit of a struggle for me. I had to go past that cemetery and everything. Things like that. You know. Was it cemetery? No, the church. We're the cemetery, aren't we? No, I had to go past that church. It was weird. I heard bells, people waiting out there. But yeah. When did you go for a walk? Things like that. So again, not direct comparison. Another text. You might not have read a book on another book about Mount Everest, but I'm sure you've read or had read to you an adventure book. If it's a book about rugby league, what's another book that you've read that's sporty? If it's a book about, if it's a babysitter's club, for example, it could be another babysitter's club, but that's a direct comparison. But I don't even know what the babysitter's club's about. Children working, child labour, read the Hunger Games. Did the Babysitters Club kill each other as well? I don't know. Anyway, and occurring in the world. So much is happening in the world lately, even though we've got COVID, but a lot of stuff overseas. It's just, weird times. So, again, it's not connecting to it directly. It is connecting it broadly, so it's like not a direct connection. It's about the adventure. You shouldn't be reading stories and just picking up what's directly happening. Stories aren't about that. Every story has a deeper meaning. Look for that deeper meaning and then connect it to those three things. Do not leave these out. Of course, if there's no room down here, you can absolutely delete that and then put it here or do a new text box. Then have some recess and then thinking process for this. Well, let's see. We are using each clue to choose your answer. There'll be many options. I'm thinking of a number that is greater than 0 and less than 600. It is closer to 300 than 0. It's around here then. It's closer to 200 than 300. It's closer to 300 than 0. It's closer to 200 than it is to 300. I don't know. I'd have to do some working out, which is why I need to use paper. Do not do these in your head. Work it out on paper. Have a go. Do some thinking. These are fun. It's problem solving. You don't get direct answers anymore. Sometimes you have to search for things. You are in stage 2 now. We don't say to you, what is 3 times 3? We ask you, why is the answer 9 when it is 3 times 3? You have to show us you're working out. Another number talk, because just in case that one was awesome, answer it and prove it. So here are 3 numbers. Answer 1 question at a time. Question 3 is tricky, so show your thinking. Which 2 numbers have a sum that is greater than 300 but less than 600? So, which 2 numbers of these have a sum? Does sum mean them to each other? Greater than 300 but less than 6. So it can't be those 2. Definitely cannot be that, because 300 plus 400 is 700. So cross those out. It's either those 2 or those 2. Next question, which 2 numbers are closest together? And prove it. Again, you have to prove it. How do I prove it? You work it out on paper. You subtract 400 and that one to that one, and you subtract that to that, and you subtract that to that. Which 2 numbers are closer together? Okay, so start with a big number, then you use subtraction basically. Which numbers are, if rounded to the nearest 100, would be rounded up to the next multiple of 100? Simple enough. Well, to me, it's straightforward. If rounded to the nearest 100, would be rounded up to the next multiple of 100. Have a think. Then once you've broken your brain on those 2, you can start on a bit of multiplication division. The beauty of these, it looks like we're doing the relationships between multiplication and division. These are simple. They look harder than they are. Watch the 2 videos to prove it, and I can write 4 equations using the same 3 numbers. So it's a fact family. It's relationships in the fact family. So 20 is the product. 5 and 4 are the factors. So 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 5 is 20. Now, if you're doing division, the product goes in front. And then the other numbers swap. Do you notice the numbers don't change? They're the same. They're just swapped around. See? Have a look at this one. They've started you off. The product goes here last, because you multiply 2 things together to get the product, and you divide the product with a factor to get the other factor. So 6 times 5, 5 times 6 is 30. 30 divided by 6 is 5. 30 divided by 5 is 6. It is actually very simple. You will breeze through these next 2 like so quickly. Just double click and then go ahead. And make sure you do it too, because I know whoever did this, they would have had to manually insert one of these in every single one. So please fill them out. Don't skip them. Don't break your teacher's heart. I wasn't the one, but one of the teachers did it. Okay, Detective Dog. Now, that one, the number talks will take 5 or 10 minutes of thinking. The fact families will take you 3 minutes. Depends on how quickly you can click a number. Like for both of them, they're very quick. I do it for you and prove it, but I don't want to answer it for you. This one, take the time. So again, someone's taken the time to put all these in. Another fact family thing. It's the same questions. 2 times 9 is what? Something times 5 is 35. 10 times what is 40? Easiest one. 10 times are the simplest. 10 times 5 is what? Type the answers in. Look, I'll do the first one for you. Just type it in. Same with here. See? Simple. I even did that slowly. Once you've done all your mathematics, your full body workout for 20 minutes with a body coach, click on this. If the link doesn't work, ask your teacher. Let's see. Hopefully it works. Yesterday's ones didn't. Ask your teacher. If it doesn't work, you can go like this. Read the YouTube. See the YouTube blurb. Type that into YouTube and find it yourself. Okay. Some students had to find it themselves, which is okay. You're old enough to research things yourself now. That's what we want you to do. Realistically, we shouldn't put the link in there. We should just write YouTube this comment to find the YouTube clip. We're just doing that for your convenience. Have some lunch. The creative arts. What are we doing? Hello. Use the line of your name or anyone's name to create a symmetrical design. Cool. Watch the YouTube clip. Symmetrical insects. So cool. So look, you can do, so you write someone's name, then you double the name up, and then you draw images based on the name, and then do this. I've seen a few YouTube clips actually where they can write the name of a superhero like Iron Man and draw Iron Man around it. It's quite fascinating. It fascinates me how they do that type of stuff. That'd be pretty cool. I look forward to seeing that. And now we're at the end of the video. Let's see. End of video activity. You don't need to say the name of this character. Just say, I'm holding a pop vinyl. It is, if you look, this is a deep cut. This is Nanette Cole from episode 1, season 4 of Black Mirror. It was a Star Trek parody / awesome episode. It's my favorite Black Mirror episode. Chose not for children, but trust me, it is. When you get older, when you're over 15, it messes with your mind. So, Mr. Longhurst, I just put pop vinyl. And it's hard to spell pop vinyl. I always get it wrong. Oh, I got it right that time. Yes. Little wins in life, you know. Yep. So what am I holding? I'm holding a pop vinyl. Extra points. No, don't worry about Nanette Cole. You don't need to worry about that. Pop vinyl. Enjoy your day. Ask questions to your teacher if you need any help. But you should be right with this. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.